Everybody, it's Trent from Austin Custom Brass. Thanks for tuning in to this installment of a mini lesson that we call here on the shop page. This one is going to talk about overblowing, which I feel like is something that a lot of us trumpet players do. Whenever I work with a young student, one of the first things I do when we're talking about playing the instrument is literally have them pull out their mouthpiece and look through the mouthpiece. You look through that mouthpiece and you can actually see a tiny little hole there. You might have to do full screen, but inside that hole is the throat of the mouthpiece into the back bore of the mouthpiece. And I ask them, because students are fantastic when it comes to things like this, I ask them a simple question. Is that a large hole or a small hole? And they go, oh, it's pretty small. I said, yes. So why would you do this? Through a small hole. All that's going to do, in my opinion, and remember, this is my opinion. There's so many different opinions online about this. My opinion is, why throw 500 pounds into something that requires 5 pounds? So one of the first things we do is talk about how to equal out great resistance on the trumpet. I remember reading something from Bobby Shue many years ago where he visualized the air inside the lead pipe and underblowing, which would not support the walls of the lead pipe, overblowing, which would try to push the walls out, or what he called consistent blowing, which was right smooth down the middle. You could easily find out if you're overblowing by doing a few things that I try to do on all registers. One, be familiar with the efficiency and the resistance of a mute, especially a practice mute. Now I'm using a Trum Core Harmon with the silencer practice mute attachment, but it kind of serves the same purpose of a practice mute. We'll get to this in just a second. Another thing that you could do is really work on your bends in upper registers and work on the bends when you're playing with different volumes. For instance, you could do an arpeggio exercise. Now, if I'm overblowing, I can have a real hard time to get that to bend. If I'm underblowing, I'm going to go down to the next partial. That's a real easy equation for me. So if I'm putting it right in the, I call it the sweet spot of where I want to play, and I do that exercise all the time. So I go to the partial and then I do the bend. So it sort of says, okay, you have to use this much or this little. That's not an easy exercise to do, but I recommend doing it. And even doing it on the lower notes. If you're blowing hard, you could do it, but it's flying around for me. Again, this is personal. Then you grab this guy. The practice mute will force you not to overblow because you'll feel so much resistance in the back. And then I could take this out, do the same thing. And when I got to the E there, I felt a huge wall of resistance that the practice mute was allowing me to sort of get over. That forces me to push past. And that's where I know where I need to blow to the point of not overblowing. I'm not going, sometimes we have to force it out, and that's what a lot of times when you're practicing Caruso, sometimes it's about getting the physicality of the trumpet going, but I feel like you don't have to push nearly as hard and blow as much. Watch, I won't take any air in. In fact, now, would I not take air in when I'm playing? No, I'd probably take some air in, but I'm never gonna. I can't play like that anymore. Maybe when I was younger I could. I feel like like an easier breath works for me. I hope you made a little sense out of this mini lesson. Take a moment, hit that subscribe button there to stay in touch with all of our YouTube updates. Thanks for supporting our shop and supporting our little mini lesson series. If you have suggestions, send them to us via email, info@austinCustomBrass.com. Thanks so much.